There was once a town where all life seemed to live in harmony with its surroundings. It lay in the midst of a checkerboard of prosperous farms. On May 27, 1907, Rachel Louise Carson was born into a similar town called Springdale, Pennsylvania. As a child, she was always encouraged to be outside in nature.
Hello, birds. How are you today? Today in school we learned about leaves and we got to make leaf plants.
In the rest of America, people were not always as interested in nature. The Vietnam War was raging across the ocean, and many feared a nuclear war with the Soviet Union. John Glenn had recently orbited the Earth, and the space race was picking up steam.
Look, I just got $3 for writing an article about St. Nicholas in the St. Nicholas Museum, or magazine. I really enjoy writing. Someday when I grow up, I think I want to be an author.
Rachel Carson grew up and went to the Pennsylvania College for Women, planning to become a writer. But when she took a required course in biology, she found her lifelong passion. She switched her major to science and graduated in 1928. She first saw the sea when she was 21 years old. She decided to get her master's in biology at Johns Hopkins University. Later, she and her friend Olivia Huckins are exchanging letters.
Dear Olivia, everyone says that women aren't fit for science, but I believe them to be wrong. I recently graduated top of my class from Johns Hopkins, despite being the only girl. I'm currently working on a biology-themed radio show called Romance Under the Waters. And how is your nature preserve going? I do so adore wildlife. Always, Rachel.
Dear Rachel, I'm so glad to hear of your college successes. I agree that women are terribly underestimated in this so-called man's world. The nature preserve is going quite well, though some vexatious planes are startling my animals with their noise as they spray an chemical called DDT. With luck, they will soon cease this annoyance. Sincerely, Olivia.
Dear Olivia, recently my father and my sister Miriam died. Despite my grief, I found a new job at the Bureau of Fisheries and published my first book, Under the Sea Ridge. I had hoped it might make people more interested in nature, but I'm afraid it has not. I shall inform you of my progress on my second book, The Sea Around Us. Always, Rachel.
Outside, there was not the sound of a song of a bird. It was eerie, terrifying. What was man doing to our perfect and beautiful world? Soon, Rachel would receive a letter that would change the course of her life.
Dear Rachel, something dreadful has occurred. Everyone claims that the DDT used by the state in the mosquito control cereal spraying last summer was harmless, but I think quite the opposite. It killed about a dozen of my darling half-tame birds, and I claim it's willful trespassing over private property where such lethal showers were not needed or wanted, and that it is inhumane, stupid, and undemocratic, and probably unconstitutional. I will be certain to inform you if this continues. Sincerely, Olivia.
Dear Olivia, how terrible! I'm horribly sorry to hear of this. I have begun to research DDT, and I realize that it has been hurting creatures everywhere, not just birds. It is affecting animals all across the country. For example, a beautiful bird that once followed me around has disappeared. I fear it to be dead. I'm planning to publish another book to raise awareness of this tragedy. I will call it Silent Spring.
Here again, we are reminded that in nature, nothing exists alone. DDT was harming the entire country, from mosquitoes to humans. Birds' eggs were breaking prematurely, children were becoming gravely ill, and insects were rapidly becoming immune to its effects due to its massive overuse. DDT was now harming not its intended target, but the entire country. Rachel Carson wrote day and night, trying desperately to show the world the tragedy of DDT. Of course, once her book, Silent Spring, was published, there are differing opinions.
Hey Joe, did you hear about that crazy Carson lady and her ridiculous book? DDT kills my insects, not me. I say we put her in an asylum.
At the Montrose Chemical Corporation, which was the sole manufacturer of the chemical DDT.
This Carson lady will ruin my monopoly on DDT. Why did she have to try and get involved in a man's world? Stupid meddling girl.
At the bank, which found the selling of DDT quite profitable.
Who is this Carson to be making such radical points? Science is for men, not ignorant little girls. What does she know?
Of course, not everyone was opposed. At a science lab,
Well, I had known DDT was losing its potency. Good for her writing a book like that. And she wrote it in the common vernacular, so the public will understand pretty quickly. I wouldn't want to be one of those big chemical corporations right now.
the writing of Silent Spring did not affect only the scientific community.
Laura, did you hear about that book by Rachel Carson called Silent Spring? So that's why all the birds are dying. It's simply shocking. She must be very brave writing a book like that that's so controversial. Makes me think that maybe my little Jane can grow up to do great things too.
Today we are here to commemorate Rachel Carson, who recently passed away of cancer on April 14, 1964, 2 years after the publication of Silent Spring. She received the Audubon National Medal in 1963 and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Her work helped to ban the pesticide DDT along with others. We have much to thank her for. Let's have a moment of silence for Rachel Carson.
Carson broke enormous barriers in history. She was a woman and was one of the first ecologists. She helped to make science understandable to common citizens, and her research meant that she was the first woman to ever receive the National Audubon Society Medal, as well as causing a ban on DDT in 1972. She helped to raise concerns about pollution and the environment. Although several people tried to claim that her ideas were false, and her science was faulty because she was a woman, everyone had to admit that no matter how hard they tried, Rachel Carson truly made an impact.